Hello, everyone. Welcome along to One Hub Racing, the final round of the GOAT Championship as our drivers this evening. The choice of track is Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and the strategies, well, we thought it was going to be unique. Someone thought of the idea of having a wet weather tyre in Qatar a couple of weeks ago. The drivers who picked this track thought they were going to do the same again, but with a different style of tyre. Welcome along, everybody. My name is Jess Ball, your only commentator today. Jamie is busy this week. We were meant to do it last week, but none of us were available. I was away with former student, but we are here. The team very kindly postponed it to this week, so I can cover the last round. So thank you very much. Much appreciated. So I know there may not be quite a few people watching the stream because they'll be out to watch the football. They think football is more important. But thank you to those of you that think that GOAT Championship is more important. But I know a lot of you will be watching the football whilst watching this anyway, so that's absolutely fine. And I know quite a few of you will be watching this back. So for those of you brand new to the GOAT Championship at One Hub Racing, it's a little fun championship that we do. If you're wondering how it works, this is how it works. And I'll go through the championship in just a few moments. But we've had 4 rounds since the 22nd of June on the final round today. And each driver taking part will pick a track of their choice. But of course, we only have 5 rounds, so not everyone got to pick a track. But the points will be as follows. Drivers will be awarded points for pole position. So that's 5 points for pole, 5 points for fastest lap, and drivers get points for every time they cross the line. So if we have like 6 or 7 drivers, then it'll be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6 drivers, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, etc., etc., etc. So it won't be based on if you cross the line first at the checker flag, you get the most points. No. So say if you cross the line first in lap 1, you get 7 points for lap 1, etc. Because I do believe we're meant to have 7 drivers, but at the moment we got 6, so it'll be 6 drivers and stuff like that. Standard One Hub Racing rules apply. Drivers choose a strategy for their chosen track, which I'll go a little bit into in just a moment. And each driver gets 1 flashback. So if, say, a driver is a little bit further back than usual, then a driver can say, like, can you wait way up and slow down, just so everyone can catch up. And then that driver will be like the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And then they can all go, etc. So those are the rules. Hopefully you all get it. If you don't, we will explain it as we go through to give you a little bit of an idea. So that is how it's going. Championship, well, the GOAT Championship is as follows. Unless Callum has an awful race today, Callum will be crowned champion, the GOAT Championship. He's already won the Reverse Championship, and he doesn't want to have just one championship. He thinks that's boring. He wants the GOAT Championship as well, but it's very likely that he's going to win the championship tonight. So he's on 394 points. Then we have J. Cole in second on 307 points. Then it's Casper on 248. Then it is Nick on 196. Then it is it's Rich on 257. My bad. Then wait, hold on. Wrong order. Bear with me. So it's Callum on 394. Then it's Jake on 307. Then it is Rich on 257. Casper 248. Nick on 196. Atslot 160. Lukey on 77. Colin on 60. Waitsy on 15. So that is your order then of the championship and I can't remember how many points Larkin got. I'm trying to remember. I think we have Larkin. I'm sure Larkin was included in the total standings, but never mind. We will get to that near the time. But the point is, I'll be getting all the points together after this race because there's usually someone with me in the commentary box that does it for me. I can't do 2 things at once, so I'm going to have to do it here as well. So there we go. We're going to have to wait till after the race to do that. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for, of course. And, of course, it'll be the final race before we get some pre-season action going for season 27. So we are just waiting for Casper. He'll be a few more minutes. He is literally, bless him. He's had a lovely week's break as well. And I hope he's had a lovely time. So there we go. Hopefully he's had a lovely time. This gives us a good opportunity, a cheeky plug. If I can find it, would help if I get the image. I'll quickly get the image sorted now for you. I wasn't meant to do this, but I wasn't meant to be rambling on for like 5-10 minutes. But One Hub Racing Season 27 is launching. Everyone that has signed up already for Season 27 has until midnight, 11:59 UK time, to submit quali laps and pay their entry fee. If they don't do both of those, they won't get a seat for next season. Well, this season. So there is, if I get the image up on my screen, is the calendar for Season 27. We may as well talk about it because we're still waiting for one driver. So Silverstone will be the first track on the 10th of August, 2025. Then we go to Montreal on the 17th of August. Then we got Zandvoort on the 31st of August, Monza on the 7th of September, Spa on the 14th of September, Baku on the 21st, Imola on the 28th. Then we got Singapore, Qatar, Austin, Mexico, and Sao Paulo. People were asking if there's Spain. For quite a lot of people, they will be relieved that there is no Spain. But that is your order then for the pre-season calendar for Season 27. Quite a lot going on as well. I think everyone will be looking forward to it. Tier announcements will be Tuesday. My parents did offer for me to go and see something for my parents' Weeby anniversary, but I did tell them that I'm busy doing the tier announcements thing. So that'll be around about 7 o'clock UK time, depending on if we get the images and the tier lineup sorted, because it takes a while to place people into tiers, okay? What have I done? Luckily, it's not on the actual Google Drive itself. It's on my own drive, so I haven't changed anything. So, pre-season calendar. People still have time to sign up tonight, but they'll have to pay and complete a lap by the end of tonight, unless they can't do it, and they'll have to tell us and all that jazz. Then we got tier announcements on the 29th, like I said. Team contracts open at exactly the same time. I will go through all of that in that stream. Team contracts released on the 1st of August. And then on the 3rd of August, we got the preseason race at the Hungaroring. So this is going to be exciting. In terms of the calendar, I am very excited, personally, for Qatar, even though it's going to be a lot of tricky on this game. We know that the tyre wear on F125 is going to be a bit more tricky, which does reward driving styles that are a bit more smooth. It does reward pretty much my driving style, so I think I'm going to struggle quite a bit this season. But I've done a few races in 5-lappers, and I was good. So, yes, I feel good about some tracks. There's certain drivers that are looking forward to that. So let us know in the chat what you're looking forward to. We've got Welsh Benjamin in the chat. Hello, how you doing? And he's probably relieved that there's no Spain in the calendar as well. So there we go. Season 27 couldn't happen, of course, without our sponsors. Next Level Racing, they're providing some pride this season. More information to be confirmed. So keep an eye on our socials at One Hub Racing. You can follow us on X, or formerly known as Twitter. You can also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the jazz. And if you're watching the stream back, make sure you follow us on Twitch and subscribe to us on YouTube and hit that bell if you are new. Next, of course, we have Pure Sim Gear that have been our sponsors for quite a long time. We've got a discount with them. If you want to get some products on Pure Sim Gear, you can use the code OHR10P to get 10% off. And I know a few people that got them, and it's very, very cool. I might get some myself. And we have got some prizes coming up for you as well to be confirmed. Our newest sponsor this season, which we just announced today, Sim Racing Setups. They're providing some great prizes this season. We will provide more information in the tier announcements. But if you use the code OneHubRacing, you can get 5% off all the Sim Racing Setup bundle for F125. But if you don't want an F125 setup bundle, you can get 5% off any setups that you use, like for ACC or iRacing or something like that. So yeah, massive shout out to them, our newest sponsor. We really do appreciate it, and make sure you check them out because they are amazing. I've tried a few of their setups and they are incredible, so it's great to have them on board. So yeah, use the code OneHubRacing to get 5% off any setup that you buy. So you can get the F125 setup bundle, or you can get bundles from iRacing, ACC. I think they're doing auto. I don't know. But you can check out their Discord for more information as well. You can find out more information. I won't blabber along because I know that people are very keen to get started. Then we got our partners, Vespertine. They're supporting our championship apparel and merchandise, and also are providing some bundles when people sign up to Season 27. That is our payment method for this season. So without Best Per Team, people wouldn't be able to pay for Season 27. So thank you to all the team from them. And of course, our newest management member, Solu, for managing that this season. And they're also providing prizes for the Go and Get Stuff award as well. But more information about that in the pre-season show. Then finally, we got our partners at SimGrid. Without SimGrid, people won't be able to be signed up to the league as well. And also Mental Health Foundation, which is our official charity. Again, for Season 27, it is important to talk if you're struggling. So please feel free to speak to them if you have any issues. So there's our sponsors. We thought we may as well go through that. Because obviously we had a bit of time. So yes, those are the sponsors that will be sponsoring us this season. And massive shout out to Gather in the chat. Hello, welcome in. We thought that Gather wasn't going to sign up for Season 27. Turns out he has, and I'm very delighted for him. So very, very good. But anyway, we do have 60 drivers that have done quality laps so far. That's good. So we are going to have 3 tiers this season. I can't wait. So a little bit more about the track. I know I keep saying so, but it's a bit frustrating otherwise. So, a bit about the track. First Grand Prix used back in 2021. Circuit length is quite a long one. It is 6.1. It would help if I get the white screen up on OBS. Hang on, because you don't want that. So, I'm going to get up the GOAT Championship stuff. There we go. So, circuit length, 6.174 kilometres, 3.836 miles. Lap record set by Lewis Hamilton in 2021, but it probably went quicker than that as well. It is a permanent, it's a temporary street circuit. It was designed by Herman Tilke, of course. It is based on a 30-kilometre coastal resort area of the Asian Saudi Arabia city of Jeddah. As you know, it was designed by Carsten Tilke, actually, as well. The design, the speed about 250 kilometres quicker than those at Silverstone, and second on the 2021 calendar only to Monza, aka the Temple of Speed. I know you guys are ready to get into some racing, and I know I am as well. So we've got some racing to get underway. We will change the overlay to add our additional sponsor too. So yeah. Last minute over after you circuit started, so you're very happy. Honestly, Gather, your lap is insane. So that is incredible. But of course, all be revealed on who is where on Tuesday with 2 announcements. Yes, very exciting. And of course, it may not be the order of where everyone is placed in terms of lap times. Lots of other things are considered as well. But 99.9% chance, I think, with the way that qualifying week is set up this season, with the new game, it'll be more than likely that it will be that order. But people may have better race pace and quality pace. We don't know. But anyway, here comes, I can't remember who picked the track, but I think it was Axelot, so we may as well stay on board with him. He makes his way in toward turn number 1 and 2, flicks the inside curb, doesn't take that too much of the apex, so he would struggle a little bit there as well. Heading towards turn 3 and 4, I'm so annoyed that I didn't get the document over because it had all of the hot lap information, and for some reason it decided to close on me. I would say another word, but it's the family stream. Heading towards this section where you have to have a little bit of a lift on this game, as people are not too confident about that. It's heading towards the exit turn number 12. Slight lift off the throttle here in towards turn 13. It's a very fast corner, getting up to 5th sip gear. Getting towards 15, 16 and 17 now coming up, and it's another tricky corner in 5th and 6th gear. You now open a DRS. It's a great opportunity to close in on the car ahead here. You gain a lot of slipstream, and you'll be going up very high speeds coming up through there. Heading towards turn 22 now. 6th gear also. This is another DRS zone. Of course, DRS chicken is banned for season 27. So if people try and go slow, they'll be absolutely penalised for it. Heading towards the final corner, turn 26 and 27. Very tight entry through there. And I think Axelot's going to be in 6th. But of course, our championship leader for the GOAT Championship is coming across the line in P1, 127.6. So that is your order then. As I think we're just waiting for Casper to cross the line. Here he goes. I think he struggled a little bit there, and he invalidated his run. So we'll go for your order. We have to change the overlay a little bit. It looks quite nice, actually, because it's more a bit spread out, so I like it. Anyway, what have I done? I've just taken a camera stuff. I do apologise. Was not meant that to happen. Anyway, Callum and Arndt, P1. Then we got Nick, J. Cole, Larkin, Lukey, Atslot, and Casper. Your order. Casper, the only one not to say a lap time. The top 6 separated by 1.3 seconds. So there we go. This gives us a good chance to talk about the strategy. And luckily, Nick put a reminder in the Discord, so it gives me a little bit of an idea. I need to turn the game sound down, because it's a little bit too loud for my liking. So there we go. So laps 1 to 3 will be on the hardcore manner tyres. Lap 4 to 6 will be on full wets. Of course, it is set to clear weather, so of course it is. And lap 7 to end on soft. This is going to be a very interesting strategy. Lap 1, if you start on the hard tyres, it's really difficult to get the tyres up to temperature. So I really do think the drivers might struggle, but they seem to be they were okay around Qatar last time out as well. So it will be interesting to say the least too. And, of course, in a real-life race, we'll be able to see what tyres people may go on. We'll have a little bit of a sneak peek, but we obviously can't do that because we know what cars are going to be in and we know what strategy they're going to be in. So, in terms of the pit window then, after the end of lap 3, that is when the drivers must pit on to the full wets. So, at the end of lap 6, they then must pit onto the soft. That is going to be a 25% race. And we know the softs around here, they last okay, but it's going to be, I think, a bit tricky towards the end of the race. So, I wonder how it's going to work out, and I wonder when they're going to use their flashbacks as well. I think I know we'll see quite a few flashbacks used between the 4 wets. But we saw that in Qatar. We think that was going to happen, but it didn't. So there we go. For those of you who just joined us, welcome back to the GOAT Championship at One Hub Racing. There is a quick reminder on how the GOAT Championship is going to work. We will get it up on your screen. So, Callum has already got 5 points for pole position. Drivers will be awarded 5 points for the fastest lap. And drivers, since there's 7 drivers, will get 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 points every time they cross the line. So if you cross the line in P1 at the end of lap 1, you get 7 points. It is as simple as that. We'll go through all the rules as they go. So if you do get a little bit confused, don't worry. No formation lap due to a bug. But anyway, the 5 red lights are on, and it is action here in Jeddah. Let's see who gets a good start. Callum gets a good start as well. We're seeing Jaco trying to get the run on Nick, but doesn't quite do so, as Nick's dropped a little bit back from Callum, but has already a bit of contact already, and Atslot has lost a bit of ground, so I believe we will use a flashback. I'm almost certain of it, as we make our way now towards turn 4 and 5, or maybe Atslot will strategically not use his flashback at this point, because otherwise he hasn't got enough to use later on down the line. Heading towards turns 9 and 10 now, and we can see the top 5 within DRS range, and Larkin I think lost a bit of ground, so I wondered those two had a bit of coming together, but it's a lot of high-speed nature right now, so obviously no DRS used yet, but and when we get to lap 2, this is where it's going to get very interesting. So I wonder if Atslot's going to be using the flashback then when we have DRS involved. Very, very tactical. I liked how when we saw it in Imola, where they tactically used the DRS in different places. I wasn't at home, I was at a hotel then at work, and I was able to go into the VC whilst it was happening, because the hotel had very good Wi-Fi actually. So I was able to do that, and I was able to see how they were using it. And they were using it in places which I didn't think they would. And I think, are they going to be using it now? Doesn't look like it, but we are going to now start up lap 2. So we've got Callum from Nick from J. Cole, as Nick almost tried to get the job done on Callum. I think if they did have DRS, they would have got the move done ASAP, but you can see the hard tyres, they're starting to find a little bit of grip, they're trying to get it up to temperature, and then that's where we can start to see moves. Dirty air playing a little bit more of a prominent factor, as we saw in the last few rounds of the GOAT Championship. This gives us a little bit more of an idea for what we're going to see in Season 27. Don't forget, the pre-season race will be next week. And we do have 3 tiers. And if you are interested in being a commentator and you think you could do better than me, well, prove it. If you do want to be a commentator for One Hub Racing, make sure you contact the One Hub Racing. You can contact us on Twitch, or you can contact us on X or Instagram. Let us know, and we will try and get you involved. Make sure you send us a demo as well if I don't know you. And because we don't have enough commentators at the moment, so it will be great to get us more commentators involved. So if you are interested, and if you're free on Sunday night, please do get involved and contact us. Meanwhile, this is where we can see the DRS at full effect. J. Cole is right on the back of Nick. I think J. Cole has a little bit more great exit as we entered turn 22. So he's going to try and get the lunge maybe, or is he going to try and stay back? Obviously, the no DRS chicken rule doesn't apply here on the GOAT Championship. It applies more mainly to the season. So here we go then. On to lap 3. Will we see J. Cole go for the lunge? We'll see Nick go for the lunge. And will we see J. Cole follow Nick through? Not at the moment, but Nick gets the lead of the race. But I do believe Callum will still get the point for leading lap 2. So they'll get 7 points for that. So those 3 are pretty much running a race of their own right now. As we head towards that, and I think this could be quite strategic as well. Then we got Lukey that's running on his own as well as Casper. Larkin's almost within DRS of Casper, so Casper will have to get a move on very, very soon. As I think, they're slowing down, yes they are, so someone's using their flashback now. I'm surprised they haven't used their flashback yet. I was very shocked, but tactics used right now as Atslot, I think, binned it again, and that's why he was a little bit too further back. So, Atslot, I think, will be calling the shots. So we'll be going soon now. In 3, 2, 1, go. I was a bit too late with the countdown, but there we go. We're about to go racing again in a Jeddah for the 2nd time today. And a little bit of a cut in the corner there for one driver. We got a little bit too squirmy on exit. But Casper and Larkin goes, thank you very much. That's my position gained. Callum trying to get the lunge on Nick. The flashback worked out very well for him, even though he might not be the one calling the flashback. As Callum takes the lead, Lukey gets a penalty. He was the one that cut the corner then on turn 22. J. Cole getting a bit of a slipstream. I wonder if he's got a bit more straight line speed. Nick gets DRS on Nick. J. Cole, could he follow through again? Nope, he does not. Still going side by side. Has a little bit of contact between Nick and Callum as they exit this section. And they all go into the pits then. And, oh, now that is interesting. I don't know who came in to the pit in the lead as we start lap 4. I will have to look back at the footage. But they are all going in onto 4 wet tyres now. Now, that we've seen that in the real life race in the Belgian Grand Prix, spoiler alert, how, of course, when it got to dry conditions, as they were still on the inters, it was struggling hard to overheat, as we're seeing J. Cole hit the wall there. So J. Cole came out of the pits into the lead of this race then, as Atslot does get ahead of Lukey then, as I think we can start to see. We can see, obviously, the red light. Of course, that would be wet conditions, and Mark will be saying, no, it's not the right tyre, but it's the GOAT Championship. They, of course, Mark doesn't know about the GOAT Championship. As J. Cole pulls a massive lead, as I was not meant to take a screenshot of F125, but I did that accidentally. But the J. Cole gets a lead, 1.2 seconds over Callum. I think Callum's a little bit under pressure here. He might be struggling on the wets compared to Nick. Remember when J. Cole pit this track, pits Qatar last time, and it worked well in his favour? Well, I think J. Cole likes the full wet tyres in dry conditions. There you go. There's a little bit of an inkling, a little bit of a hint on how it's going to be on F125 potentially as well. So there we go. And I think Nick might be struggling as well, as he's out of DRS to Callum. So I think Larkin's going to have the edge here. Larkin's got a bit more battery to use as well. So he's using a bit to overtake. Nick still has DRS, which I still don't get. But, oh, bit of contact there. Bit of a slide, but he manages to save it. But it's harder to keep the car under control on these full wet tyres with the overheating. So they will, the rears, especially around here, will struggle. As we can see, I think Casper taking advantage of that as well. Lukey, in the meantime, gets past Atsalot up into P6. So lots of moves being made as well. Looks like Callum has found a bit more heat in the tyres and he's able to close in. He's got to make sure the rears don't overheat though. You've got to be an optimal window, but there may be some points of the track where it might be cold as well. So we'll see. Callum, I think, we'll see if J. Cole or Callum has the better straight line speed then as we make our way towards turn 11, 12 and 13. This is the track, of course, where we saw plenty of incidents back in 2021. Of course, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen had plenty of battles here. Quite a few controversial battles at most, but well, for some drivers, but I thought it was okay. Welsh Benjamin says, how do you use a flashback on this mode as an online lobby so I can't use them online? Basically, they're all in a voice chat. So they're in a voice chat, and if they want to close to each other, they have one flashback each, and someone says, hold on, can you wait up, or please slow down, or whatever. And that is a good example of them being used now. Because, of course, you're right, Welsh Benjamin, they can't use flashbacks online, but a creative way of doing it, they're all in the same voice chat, and someone tells them, someone who hasn't used it yet, they tell them to slow down. Hopefully, you get a little bit more of the picture there, Welsh Benjamin. If you don't, I will be happy to explain it a little bit further. As here we go, we're about to start lap number 6, as J. Cole leads that lap. As you can see, I think it works well for Larkin. Larkin's now up into third, but Nick's like, thank you very much. That's my position gained again. It won't be that long, actually, before they go on to the soft compound of tyres. And they're going to have to make it last, I think, 6 laps. And we know in the soft tyres on F125 do not last a long time. So we're gonna have to wish the drivers the best of luck for that one. As Lukey does get past. Oh, that's very tough, and Casper got an instant 3-second penalty for that. Because I think he got multiple warnings on the same piece of track. Of course, penalties, I think, of course, they will get added on and get minus points or whatever. So it will be unfortunate, but of course it'll be up to the driver's discretion if that penalty is viable or will it get removed. So, and I think Casper is struggling on those full wets. Yes, he is. So I think Axelot is going to pass Casper. Casper's not going to make this look easy. Casper up the left-hand side in towards turn 22 and 3. Contact again. Axelot cuts the chicane. Surely Axelot will be probably asked to let Casper through, which he does. Very smart of him. And I believe it will be the next lap that everybody comes in and pits then. So they will be told to box onto the soft compound of tyres. The soft they go, which is going to have to last a long period of time. And I wouldn't want to be in their position. So out they come then. Jacob being the first, of course. And Nick's still on wets. Oh no! He picked the wrong tyre, so he's going to have to come in again. And if he hasn't got a flashback, this is huge. Absolutely huge. Nick, this has only happened the second time, but in the first race, in the first round, in Austria, and they're going to have so much more grip, the softs. Oh my goodness. I've seen Nick must have forgotten to select his tyres. Nick must have been in autopilot mode or something. That is very annoying for Nick. Yes, he's going to be on fresher tyres, but he's going to be a disadvantage if he's already used his flashback. He's going to hope that someone else has not used a flashback yet. That is gutting. Absolutely gutting. Meanwhile, what's not gutting is who's leading. J. Cole is leading. He's happy with that. But what's gutting for Callum is he's going to try and get past. Callum has got a lot of work to do, I can tell you that, in order to do so. And the softs, I think, take less time to heat up to temperature. As Callum does get past, or does he? I think Jacob's going to be very cheeky and try and get DRS hit. Oh, so everyone comes in again. Everyone comes in again. to allow, of course, everyone to be on the same tyre. That I think's fair, because otherwise Nick's going to be on fresher tyres. Now, Nick, go on the right tyre, please. Go on the right tyre, whatever you do. Now, we're going to follow him, and he's on the right tyre. Thank goodness. Which makes life easier for everyone involved. So, that's why a flashback has been done now. I won't be surprised if that was Nick's flashback. So we're just waiting for Nick to obviously close in. So where is he at the moment? He's heading towards turn 4, so there he goes. So as soon as Nick catches up, we can go green flag racing once again. And it looks like, are we going to go racing? We are going to go racing here in Jeddah, so everyone's caught up again. Nick was very lucky that everyone agreed to pit again. It is, of course, a friendly championship with the legends of One Hub Racing, and everyone is on the same amount of tyres, and everyone does not have an unfair advantage. I was wondering why some people were pitting again, but, of course, this explains why. So I think we can see Lukey gained out of all of this because he's now up into 3rd place. Now, how the points are going to be added remain to be seen, but we're going to see J. Cole versus Callum. Callum to the inside. Callum gets the lead there. Will J. Cole do what he did last lap and try and go for the move? Lukey's going to try and do the same, but it looks like J. Cole's got a little less downforce and more straight line speed than him. Nick and Casper are fighting in the background. Nick goes to the left-hand side. Tiny bit of banging wheels, but it looks like no harm done there. And Nick does get past. So there we go. Nick up into 6th place right now. I think Larkin is probably a bit annoyed that Lukey did get past him, but of course that's what flashbacks are for. Some people like the advantage that the flashback gives. Some people think that it comes at the right time for them, and for some people it doesn't. Especially if they built up a gap in between the next car. Of course, it's the final round. As it stands, I don't think anyone could displace Callum, so Callum will be crowned the GOAT champion for season 1, actually. Axelot does get a 3-second time penalty added to his name. So that was a bit unfortunate there. And I think Larkin's going to try and get Lukey there, surely. But I think we got Nick trying to do the same on Casper, because Casper and Nick are having a nice ding-dong battle at the back. Yeah, you could be at the back, but you could still be fine for positions. How about that? J. Cole setting the fast lap of the race, and don't forget, you get points for fastest lap. So there we go. So the gap's seem relatively stable right now, but will people tactically use their flashbacks to make sure they get within DRS? Nick, of course, I think has run out of flashbacks. So we really start to see who has made their metal around this track and who is not. Of course, pretty much all these guys. I think most of these guys will be, I think, it being P1. I have not seen all the times yet, so I can't really say. But more information about season 2017 announcements will be on Tuesday. 3 tiers this season. Flashback, I think. Flashback? No, Casper's had an off. Okay, I thought we had a flashback. But no, Casper's had a little bit of an off there. And someone's asking what the formation lap bug is. The formation lap bug is that, like, when after the formation lap, like, in a crossplay lobby, like, everything desynced and, like, some people ghost and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think we will be having formation lap off of season 27. But, of course, these races are important to test it. So there we go. Middle of lap 10 then. DRS enabled. Lukey, I think, is just going to wait for the perfect opportunity. He's just going to back off. J. Cole to the left. Oh, tiny bit of contact. I think Lukey and Larkin are going to be like, thank you very much. 2 for the price of 1, thank you. So, Lukey then gets a bit of slipstream from Callum Unarmed. To the inside they go. And I think Larkin could have put just about squeezed in the middle there. This is the final race of the GOAT Championship, so they're going to go all guns a-blazing. They want to try and score as many points as they possibly can here. This is the fun championship, so no prizes. But, you know, they want the glory. They want the brownie points. They want to be the best. We've got more penalties in that corner. I hope it's not a triple warning, or maybe they might have picked up warnings anywhere else. We don't know. Round the outside goes J. Cole in towards turn 13. Still staying side by side. And Larkin, of course, Larkin and J. Cole have been fighting for many years in many leagues and for many seasons at One Hub as well. Of course, I wonder if they'll be teammates this season. Of course, it depends on what tier they're in, but I'm almost certain that those two will be in the same tier this season. I'm looking forward to seeing them rivalries go crazy. I still don't know what tier I'll be in, and if I'm in middle tier, I won't be able to commentate this season. But if I'm in bottom tier, I will. So this may be the final race I commentate on for a while on the channel, on One Hub. Oh, Larkin! I might have jinxed a little bit. I might have jinxed Larkin a little bit there. Annoying. That was a bit annoying from Larkin, but there we go. That he binned it, but still a long way to go. 1.5 laps to go. Still potential flashbacks that could be used. Anything could happen, and it is not over until the fat lady sings. It is as simple as that. And I wonder if I could have like flown to Saudi Arabia and put a little bit of sprinklers to make it rain, but there would be drivers that will kill me, so I will not do that. I was at Former Student this last weekend. It was a lot of fun, but there's something at Former Student Germany which is happening in a few weeks where they even if it's not raining, they would put sprinklers on the track to make it a wet track. So they test how the car is in wet conditions, which I feel like is quite cool. I did see someone else bin it. That might have been Larkin again. Not ideal. We got like 5 drivers that have got penalties as well. Interesting. Very interesting to say the least. Who will get the final lap win? We'll have to wait and see. We know he's going to be champion. We know that. Because he's led a lot of laps tonight. So we're in the final lap of the GOAT Championship for Season 1. Of course, it's been a pleasure. We probably will return maybe for when we have the break over Christmas, potentially. But it may be a short season, of course. 3 tenths is the gap between himself and Lukey. Of course, Lukey has the penalty. Take the final positions at a pinch of salt. And we see some very great battles throughout the whole season. Of course, I couldn't cover the entirety of Season 1 of the GOAT Championship. I only missed 1 race. I missed Imola. But I covered every other race. I think me and Jamie missed the same amount of races because he couldn't make tonight. So there we go. Of course, I thought we would have flashbacks left. Oh, yes, we do. Okay, that was good timing. That was good timing. And I think a perfect time to use a flashback will be now, because it'll be all guns blazing, a sprint to the finish. There'll be people's hearts racing. It's going to be absolutely insane. So here we go then. For the final time tonight, we are about to go. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. We're about to go racing then in the final final sector as Callum has got a bit squirrely. Coming out of turn 22, we've got more moves being made in the background. J. Cole's right on the back of Axelot. This is going to be a sprint to the finish then. Round the outside goes Lukey in towards turn 27, and he hits the wall. That is very costly for him, but is he going to hold on to the lead on the track? I think he does. Well done to him. It's going to be a photo finish to end off season 27. End of season 27. We've not started it. Yeah, bloody hell. Season 1 on the GOAT Championship. It's been a long day. I was doing watch-alongs for Belgium and the Formula E, and I went straight to this. I can't wait to have a break. But I still got to do a few more laps of TT for Spain, because I know I can potentially go quicker, but, like, I'm getting a bit frustrated. But anyway, Callum Unarmed is your GOAT champion for season 1 of One Hub Racing. He doesn't get any prize, it's just for a little bit of fun. But there we go. The champagne is flying for the final time. And, of course, Larkin gets driver of the day. The fastest lap belongs to J. Cole, so he gets the final point. Final 5 points of the season. So that's your order then for the final lap. But again, take that with a pinch of salt because points will be added. You will find out more information about the GOAT Championship standings on the socials because usually we get someone doing it during the stream, but I can't because I don't have multiple screens, unfortunately. So that was your order then. So we would like to say a massive thank you to everybody that's been watching live, and for those of you that have been sacrificing football, we do apologise. That we do appreciate it. Sorry, of course, no sponsors. No sponsors were harmed, of course, and I wonder why I said that. But anyway, no spoilers. There we go. That's the word. That's the right word. So a big thank you to everyone that took part in the GOAT Championship, like Callum, J. Cole, Nick, Larkin, Lukey, Casper, Nick, Waitsy, Rich, of course, and I'm trying to remember who else has taken part, and Colin, of course. Who cannot forget Colin? People will get frustrated if I forget Colin. But yeah, thank you so much for those people that took part. Thank you to everyone that watched. Thank you to also Mike and Jamie for joining the commentary box at some point during the season. Jamie, of course, with me for the most of it, and Mike for filling in for me when I couldn't make it. So thank you very much. Of course, thank you to our sponsors. We couldn't do it without our sponsors. We got Next Level Racing, Pure Sim Gear, our newest sponsor, Sim Racing Setups, and our partners, Vespertine and SimGrid, and our official charity for One Hub Racing Mental Health Foundation. All that's left for me to say is get signed up to Season 27. If you haven't already, make sure you check out SimGrid. You would have to pay by the end of tonight and get your laps done by the end of tonight if you want to be considered for Season 27. The qualifying week takes place around Spain, and we got 3 tiers, but we could have 4. You never know. It's not too late, but you got until 11:59 to do so as well. So it'll be appreciated if you can do so, because if you don't pay by the end of tonight, unless you have an understandable reason, you won't be allowed to race for Season 27. So there you go. Make sure you get signed up. More information is on SimGrid. I can't remember what the sign up is. Is there a sign up command? Nope. Okay, I'll just do it. I'm trying to remember what the command is, but I don't think I have Stream Elements enabled for this one. I can't remember the commands. Never mind. But yeah, make sure you check a search One Hub Racing on SimGrid for more information if you want to sign up, as long as you can pay tonight and do some laps around Spain for qualifying week. Our next stream will be on Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock for the tier announcement. So if you want to find out where your favourite driver is placed, if you want to find out where you are placed, make sure you join us then. I'll be in the commentary box for that one. I will find a co-commentator for that one. That'll be quite a few to choose from, but yes, make sure you join us then. We're going to raid our friends over at Vespertine if you're watching on Twitch. So, yeah, because the lovely Solo is doing some open lobby. So make sure you do join us for those, because I will probably get involved in some of them. But in the meantime, I'll be doing some absolute sweating around Spain to see if I can go quicker than a 1:13.157. Because there's times where I can't go quicker, but bloody turn 7 is annoying. So yes, whilst the open lobbies are happening, I'll be sweating some TT around Spain. I'll be very glad to see you at the end of this track by 11:59 p.m. tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Tuesday for tier announcements. Take care. Bye-bye.